Hello Capricorn, welcome to your reading for the 2nd to the 9th of May 2026. And as always, take what resonates and leave the rest behind. And because it's going to be a general reading, sorry, I forgot to say that. Let's welcome in the archangels, ascended masters, light beings, spirit guides, our higher selves, and any animal, ancestral, or dragon guides you feel resonant with, Capricorn. And also remember to use your own intuition if you wish with the images on these cards. If any other meanings come up for you other than what I'm saying, then please go with your own intuition because you are the expert in your own life, Capricorn. We're going to start to pull just one card from this deck, which is the Galactic Heritage. We're going to just put this in the center. Okay, so let's just take the top one here. We've had a few flip, but we're just going to take sorry about this. I'm just going to take the topmost. Oh, wow, interesting. Okay, we'll turn these back over. We have the card, and it is called Spiritual Technology. Interesting. From the collective Vega. The Vegans were originally Lyrans, I believe. So, they started their own thing and they went to assist the Vega system. And, they were quite, I think, fairly peaceful collective, sort of activating that divine feminine aspect. Okay. What we might do is read the quick paragraph just to get you sort of thinking, and then we'll look at the tarot, okay, and we'll see how that links in as we go along. But this is just going to give you a little bit of an idea to explain that sort of term a little more. This card here, so it says here, this is just a paragraph, okay, a few sentences. The ancient Vegan mystics became quite adept at creating spiritual technology. This refers to using tools, in brackets, such as crystals, wands, geometry, and so on, probably things like music as well, to enhance spiritual experiences or perform a function, such as clearing the energy in a home, or healing a person. Originally, these tools were meant to be an enhancement of spiritual practices, but over time, the Vegans became dependent on them and forgot that the power was not in the objects. This was a profound lesson for them. Examine how you use spiritual tools now. Do you depend on them more than your own inner power? So there's light and dark in that term. Obviously, it's fine to use spiritual technologies. I think they're talking more about the external objects or substances or things that you use. But let's see how this idea plays in for you, Capricorn, because obviously they can be a very positive thing. Okay. Right, let's have a look. We've got the Knight of Swords here. And let's grab the Knight of Pentacles, Queen of Cups, and the Four of Swords. So here we have you just recently, probably over the last few weeks, or maybe this is an energy, Knight of Swords and Knight of Pentacles. Two knights, obviously. Maybe you've been very active in the past, sort of with your communication, using your mind a lot, your analytical, logical skills. Knight of Swords, communicating. And you also have this energy here, which is more kind of calm and still, and more grounded. And this is about being able to kind of make plans, which, this is almost you to a T, Capricorn, these energies, because you like to sort of take action and get things done, okay? But you're also the planner. This is the Knight of Pentacles. So I think maybe there's something that you've been planning for, you know, in the last few months or even for longer. And you've been talking about these plans and you've been taking the steps and taking the actions. And, you know, I mean, maybe it's something to do with spiritual technology here. We'll see as the reading goes on. Maybe there's, yeah, that word technology. Maybe you're using technology for your spiritual growth, or something to that effect. Let's grab another deck here and we'll just see what maybe an energy that you're in at the moment. Okay, Four of Swords and Four of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles and the Queen of Swords. Yeah, wow, this is interesting. Two Knights, and now we have two Fours here. Also Earth and Air, or Pentacles and Swords, just as we had Pentacles and Swords with the Knights. This is very interesting. Okay, for you Capricorn, Fours are very stable. Okay, so at the moment, you could be, I guess, sort of maybe taking stock of things. I think maybe you've slowed your pace down from the Knight of Swords. Maybe this is a past energy here. This is like very active, go, go, go. Okay. And maybe you've slowed things down. Four of Swords can talk about meditation, rest, okay, recuperation, sort of taking rejuvenation time and using the element of earth here as well, you know, protecting your energy. And I feel like this is sort of, there's something spiritual about this energy for you that is, you may have had an incarnation on Vega, on the Vegan system. And as the book has mentioned, you know, they were very much into different spiritual technologies. So maybe you're kind of remembering some things that you used to do back on Vega. Or maybe you travelled to Vega, maybe you're from a different collective. But many of us have had incarnations on many collectives, okay? Or we are, you know, concurrently on several collectives, depending on how you look at it. Either or both. But there's something about this collective here that is, I think you could be feeling into that energy at the moment. The Fours are very, you know, calm. Underlying theme is interesting. You've got the Nine of Pentacles here and the Queen of Swords. So this is, I feel, what you're doing with your your Fours there is that you are sort of slowing things down and, you know, being careful with your money. You're being careful with what you're thinking about and placing your focus, okay? And the Nine of Pentacles, the underlying theme is that maybe you're going to be ultimately putting yourself out there a little more, but you're going to be doing it in a way that gives you this work-life balance. Yeah. And the Queen of Swords is the interesting thing. It is the masculine and feminine. So this is also kind of an embodied energy of balance. Okay, it's balancing logic and emotion. It's balancing, you know, going with the flow and balancing that out with taking initiatory action as well. And a lot of spiritual technologies, I think, were designed to create better balance, to create harmony in the emotional body and the physical body, and also harmonizing the mind. Okay, it's certainly bringing the mind, body, spirit into alignment. So you could well be feeling into this. It's very peaceful, wise energies that I'm getting from this, and I think you might be feeling into that. The Vegans were very wise as well. General direction moving forward is more of the same, but it's great because you've got now, this is beautiful divine feminine. This is Queen of Cups here. So moving into spirituality, creativity, intuition, and Four of Swords, more meditation. This is really beautiful, Capricorn. I really love this reading. It's looking awesome. Because you've got this spiritual technology here, and this is sort of almost like there's a collective out there, or there's some beings. Maybe you've had a life on Vega, or like, you know, Vegans could be sort of reaching out to you. And certainly, you know, there are other collectives that are very associated with Vega. For example, the Lyrans. A lot of the Vegans came from Lyra. And a lot of Vegans then went to, I think some of them went to Sirius. So any of those collectives. And yeah, so Four of Swords, so meditation and moving into your creativity, spirituality, you know, deeper introspection. Really nice. Let's look at your outcome. Four of Swords twice in your reading there. Okay. You have 2 knights, 2 queens, 2 fours. Very even, very stable, balanced energies here. And it is very interesting, yeah, how you've got the Queen of Swords here, because she's sort of almost the combined embodiment of the Queen of Cups and the Four of Swords. Okay, because this is like really aligning your mind with your heart, okay, and you're aligning your mind and your consciousness with your spirituality and your creativity, okay, which is very much the embodiment energy of the Queen of Swords here, which is the underlying theme. Right, so we have outcome. We've got the Page of Pentacles, King of Swords reversed, actually, let's turn it up, right? Right, so Page of Pentacles. I don't normally read reversal, so we're not probably going to start. I'll just confuse myself. Here we have the Page of Pentacles. So I think one of your outcomes here, Capricorn, is that there's something new, and it could be to do with a type of spiritual technology that you are going to be using and learning more about, okay, being open to new information. Maybe it's going to be something practical. It might be something to do with the body, okay, given this is an earth element, or something hands-on, like tangible. The King of Swords, he was actually in reverse, and I'm very intuitively guided to read this in reverse, because this sort of means that there won't be, if you had a tendency in the past, Capricorn, to overthink things, you know, paralysis by analysis and things like that, this is sort of going to be dissolving this energy. So this upright, this is like a lot of thinking, okay, it's personal truth, but we're going to interpret it as you won't be engaging so much in the logical mind, or this thing that you are doing is not going to be something that's overly analytical, if I can say that. It will be more something that you move into mind, body, spirit, like in a holistic sense. This is air upright, very mind only. Like there's hardly any emotion in this card. There's no kind of body connection in this card either, like this. So it's like you're kind of letting that energy go, I think. This is the outcome. And it makes sense, because general direction moving forward, you've got, yeah, moving into flow more, trusting your intuition, creativity, and resting the mind. Okay, this is resting the mind. The King of Swords here is that mind is not a resting, folks. Okay, but you're going to be coming into more peace with regard to your thought processes, Capricorn, if you haven't already. Okay, that's what the reading is sort of saying, which is a good thing. We want to be sort of, yeah, if we can come into peace, harmony, and balance, all good. In your challenge, yeah, this was the Empress. So this is abundance, and it may be something that you're just not aware of yet, and that is that there's something that's coming to an end, and I think it's this King of Swords energy, and you're going to be, you know, maybe this is an energy that you're King of Swords upright. was, you know, something that you've been in for a while. But it will be sort of coming to an end because this is sword, air, okay? A lot of, and maybe this is also to do with energies around you that have been affecting you. Or maybe you're going to be removing yourself from these energies so that they have less effect. And maybe you're going to be connecting more with, this is earth energy, okay? Body, doing stuff, doing tangible things, moving into a different type of abundance. Yeah, mind, body, spirit. I'm pretty sure the Empress is mind, body, spirit, okay? She's very connected spiritually here, you know, all about the body, definitely. And, yeah. And intelligence as well, because she's an overseer, but there's more balance in the Empress than there is in the King of Swords. So, yeah, let's grab some spirit guidance as well for you. Now, in terms of spiritual technology, you know, this is going to be something, I think, the outcome is that it's going to be something, which you already mentioned, something practical that involves your body, Capricorn. More so than the thought processes, perhaps, if that resonates, okay? But you could have spirit guides in Vega that are helping you and sending you positive energies to help you to move in this new direction of creating a really nice spiritual technology or spiritual practice. We could also substitute that word in there. A practice, you know, even ritual, even we could also say meditation aids or higher consciousness strategies that you use to move into higher consciousness. Oh, awakening, the call, yes. And this came out in the pre-shuffle. Capricorn, this is the higher frequency version of you. This is your light body, okay? Light body activation, your higher self. And you are answering the call here. This is definitely about a spiritual technology, something to do with meditation, really calming and centering your consciousness, but activating the body as well. This is really nice reading for you. Five of Swords came in up reversed here. So in terms of, you know, confusion and things like that, this is going to be dissipating. Okay, you're going to have less confusion, you're going to be less susceptible. You also have the Five of Cups here, which came up, right? So there could be something here that you are, you know, like letting go of, or that maybe at times there's a tendency to focus on things that are not working and to be feeling very much into those things that are not working. But I think the Spirit's sort of saying that, you know, you have other cups that are upright. This person actually has a large vessel or a basket there of goodies that she's not really looking at or focusing on. She's focusing on the pit there and the things, the cups that are what's being sort of poured out there. So this could be talking about energy out. So maybe you feel at times drained, Capricorn, energy out. But maybe this is about, you know, Spirit saying to use your spiritual technologies, use your spiritual practices to really help you to turn around and focus on what is working, what is abundant in your life. You know, and this is, you know, abundance. This is held for you in potential. Okay. So there could be something that's affecting you at the moment that is preventing you somewhat from seeing the abundant potential that is happening for you at the moment, energetically and spiritually. And in terms of the high frequency realms, Capricorn, I feel like there's a being or beings from Vega, Lyra, or Sirius that are, wow, Queen of Wands, that are offering their frequencies and assistance to you. And I think general direction moving forward, you're going to be meditating more. You've already slowed things down. So I think you're going to be moving into a slightly different state of consciousness at times, and you'll be sensing into that. This is Queen of Wands, fire, okay, transformation, being unafraid and courageous to do what you believe is right and true for you, okay. Divine feminine, but fire. transforming things with the fire. Devil, yeah, this is your power card, actually. Okay. So also an energy can be of tenacity and of very hard work, but also like real dedication and commitment, I think, is the light in this card. And maybe you're going to be committing or dedicating yourself to something new moving forward, Capricorn, if you haven't already. I think maybe you've been making plans to do something, and maybe you've been investigating and researching and getting your information sorted here, Knight of Swords. And I think maybe it has to do with something, you know, spiritual. Something that aligns you, mind, body, and spirit, I think. And maybe you're going to be, you know, really committing and dedicating yourself to that. King of Pentacles. Yeah. This is also kind of your energy. You are cardinal earth. So able to hold space, to make the decisions, to create structure. Very much King of Pentacles. Very abundant energy. Okay. Yeah, and bringing things down into material manifestation. And maybe this is part of your role here, is you're going to be using your higher consciousness and your spiritual connections to create something on earth in the material realm that is can be spiritually helpful for people, as in mind, body, spirit, helpful, coming into alignment, peace, harmony, balance, into the center, okay, into their centers. Yeah, that is your energy, Capricorn. Eight of Pentacles. This is really positive for you. Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, whatever this is, this new spiritual thing you're going to be doing, Capricorn, it's going to be allowing you to feel fulfilled and giving you maybe even a deeper meaning in life. And you're going to be really happy to work away at it. And it could even be something that you already have a lot of skills, talents, and abilities that you're just going to transfer over to this, because the Eight of Pentacles is like mastery. So maybe you're kind of stepping in at a higher level, and maybe you have more skills than you realize as well. Okay. Given that the Empress, which is the abundant card, is sort of in your challenge. So maybe you're not sort of perceiving, you know, just how much abundance and just how much you do have to offer. Possibly, okay, if that resonates. Let's go now in a Lemurian Star Child Oracle. Oops, hang on a moment. And we'll just probably grab one off the top in a second now. Let's just cut that because I think that was the same card on top. Resolution. Realign beyond polarity. There's actually an angelic, two dolphins. Yeah, awesome. It says here, realign beyond polarity, higher self-expression and collapsing old timelines. And when we say realign beyond polarity, that's interesting because your general theme, one of the cards you have in that, is this beautiful Queen of Swords. This is almost like a combination of masculine and feminine. So when we talk about polarities in the galactic sense, we often talk about, it's often about a masculine polarity or a feminine polarity, okay? And so it's, you're going, I think what you're going through, and many of us are, Capricorn, this process of realigning beyond polarity. So instead of feeling like, you know, part of you's there doing that and being activated and part of you's over there activating that, or you move from activity to activity, which, you know, we do have to do a bit of that. Ultimately, though, you're going to be combining your masculine and feminine aspects together in something that I think is going to feel really aligned and spiritual for you. Yeah, and we also have here higher self-expression. Yeah, this is all of your slowing down and your meditation, okay, your divine, your intuition, your spirituality here coming forward. Not to mention this here, higher expression. This is your higher self here, okay? Spirit saying you are tapping into your higher self and collapsing old timelines. Yeah, we do that anyway, given that, you know, you have this Queen of Fire, very transmutive energy. the element of fire is very transformative. That's what I should say. So we're ultimately, if we're doing something new and we're letting go of things that no longer resonate, we are automatically collapsing old timelines. We're collapsing our personal old paradigms. Okay, we're moving into our new paradigms personally and collectively, which I feel this is what you are doing here, Capricorn, as well. Yeah. So I hope that's been helpful. I think we might wrap it up there. And yeah, I look forward to your next reading. In the meantime, have a great day, fantastic week, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.